can you save 10% of the cost of maintenance, road maintenance for us? I mean, can this product? So I said, I'm very confident TRL definitely would vouch for it.
The dirty truth is, it has not been getting better at the rate at some of the other industries that get written about a lot.
I'm certain that, for a product like iRoads, can AI look at predicting the maintainability or maintenance requirements per road much better than somebody who could actually do it?
Over 50 years. I mean, there are terabytes of data here, aren't there? Just massive volumes of data.
Yeah, I mean, you're very right, because AI is definitely no running away from AI anymore. Because we are seeing most of the customers ask us to, use AI to actually bring down the cost, make it more efficient and things like that. So we have AI lab, which is set up for customers specifically, some in the healthcare space. So that we work in the retail, transportation, healthcare, BFSI, and
indeed,
so some of these customers are asking us to do that, and we are seeing results, especially in terms of using agentic AI. For helping customers in many areas. Like for example, an agent could be a lot more intelligent or more thoughtful with all the LLMs behind it to be able to answer a customer more proactively. That is something that we found for a courier company that we were working for.
Well, and that's fascinating, because the flip side of the domain expertise we've got is that we've got people who, frankly, don't have the time to be experts in other domains as well. You can bring that perspective. You can maybe bring some learnings in from other sectors that can help to transform it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certain that, for a product like iRoads, can AI look at predicting the maintainability or maintenance requirements for road much better than somebody who could actually do it? Because you're talking about the entire scan report of 19,000 kilometers of roads, for example.
Well, over 50 years. I mean, there are terabytes of data here, aren't there? Just massive volumes of data. I agree. I think that's exactly it. Finding new ways in. Yeah,
so I think definitely AI can play a big role in improving the maintainability of roads, which probably were not really explored. I think the team back, the iRoads team is probably looking at it, and I think we have plans for doing that with AI, I believe.
Yeah. So I think your domain expertise, the networks you've got, the clients you've got in fintech, in manufacturing, in healthcare, these can be really important to us in some of these ways about rethinking how we go about things. I'm trying to use very neutral language here, because as soon as we talk about things like process, productivity, we raise a set of framings that may or may not be helpful. So let's just stay really far back and say there's probably better ways that we could do this. And if we're still going around killing 1.25 million people on the roads, there's definitely a better way to do it, isn't there?
Yeah, and there is also potential to use both the crash data system as well as the maintenance system, because it's all on the same GIS system that's running, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the jewels or treasure sitting inside could actually be reused or utilized to improve the productivity of for the transport authorities.
Well, we haven't yet mentioned the 𝘂𝗵𝗁 UTC, so the urban or unified traffic control, really flow management for cities, which started as a TRL software product in the 1980s, 1990s. It manages 200 or 300 cities globally. But once again, what could the future hold for that sort of technology? Well, we can imagine, can't we, linking together, you say, the learnings from collision management tools with the asset management tools, with the flow management tools, with flows of data from new sensor types to really transform outcomes and help people. That basic thing of, I've got to get to work, I've got to go to school, going out in the evening. This is what transport's for. And helping to make that better, safer, cleaner, greener. This is what we're all about. And we need this transformational impact of technology, don't we?
Yeah. No, I think there are a lot of those things which TRL is doing probably is not really known, or probably not being leveraged enough is what I think, because we worked on clean air technology, between TRL and Experion. We built technology to see how you can, there's a context to us in in schools where you want to divert traffic when schools are out. So that clean air technology solution was built, I think, 7 or 8 years back. We have SMLL, Smart Mobility Living Lab, where we are trying to see how we can bring the accidents down. When autonomous cars start flying on the roads, and TRL built autonomous cars in, I think, way back in 60s. And then we also have the UTC, which is primarily to see how we can steer traffic or how the flow of traffic can be smoother. And we've been working on all these technologies. So I think there is a lot of merit, in bringing all this together. Primarily, and because you're talking about the world going to carbon neutral and so on and so forth, it's all implying the same, things which are helping those causes. So I think there is a lot of those technologies which are there that needs to be taken to wider market. So in that context, what do you think TRL's plans, or what are your plans of taking these products globally?
Well, I was going to ask exactly the same question you actually. We've talked about the Smart Mobility Living Lab here in London, where we're speaking today. Your business is headquartered in India. We've mentioned some of the other places that we work together around the world, but there are plenty of places where we haven't really done any work. So we are just beginning to explore Australasia or the Asia Pacific region, Southeast Asia. We haven't really done anything together. I know you Experion do some work in North America, but historically TRL we haven't really done very much. South America, similarly, there's whole continents that we haven't really addressed yet. So what are our plans? Well, as it happens, we are considering that question right now. So many of the client needs, people's needs that we serve are absolutely the same around the world. The regulatory regimes may differ. The state of development of technology or the size of the capital base, this may vary, but people's need for transport, people's right to be able to travel safely, the need that we all have together to do so in a way that doesn't trash the atmosphere and and the climate, these are absolutely consistent around the world. So we shouldn't we, be able to extend globally. Now we're in a question of business planning, and to do so effectively, we're going to have to be thoughtful. We're going to have to do it in the right order. And we've only got limited resources. Of course, no one's got unlimited resources. So we'll try and do it in the right order. But it's very much part of our thinking that we can, we should, and we will start to develop these other areas together.
I think that definitely is the way forward, because a lot of places need these technologies. I think it was a big endorsement for us as well when TRL decided to make Experion a partner in the Asia-Pac initiatives by getting us to be part of the joint venture. And I think that's seeing a lot of good results and a lot of things happening in Bangladesh.
Totally. Well, I mean, I'm always impatient for more, of course. But maybe let's just talk about what we're doing in Asia Pacific just a little bit more, because what we did there was we decided to base our joint activities around a set of software products. Of course, in the modern world, software products are delivered as a service, aren't they? So that we need a platform delivery. We need the ability to sell and support those clients who use those products. And so we ended up with actually a three-cornered arrangement, didn't we? Based around our intellectual property, your technical expertise, and then the on-the-ground consulting capabilities of an organisation called NTRO, National Transport Research Organisation, based in Australia, and that's a model that we think is working in Australasia and Southeast Asia.
And one of the Pacific islands has already got the iRoad technology, right? So absolutely. And I think another product that should definitely be going around the world is UTC, because I believe UTC was invented, or the algorithm was designed by TRL long back. Siemens took it to the world, and then now you have the improved version of UTC helping cities run, the transportation run smoother.
You're right. Where we are is a very modern advanced product that we just launched, didn't we? 𝗬𝗏8 AI, to reflect the way that we are making that that product more autonomous, more aware of the feeds, more able to recommend decisions to people instead of just being as it were, a neutral control layer. And yes, that's another opportunity which fits, which solves so many client needs. That market tends to be quite strongly regulated, and there are a whole set of technical standards around there. So it's a perfect example where we do have a world-leading product, but we need to be quite thoughtful about how we engage in different markets around the world, and we need to do some proper planning around that. But yes, the opportunity is large.
Yeah, but I believe you're getting some strategic customers to come on board and use that product to kind of smoothen the traffic, I believe. Right?
Yeah, exactly so.
Yeah. And I think one last, point that I wanted to point out or bring out, that's again a synergy between Experion and TRL is, so Experion has been having financial services practice being set up it's already set up about a couple of years back. We've recently set up the healthcare practice, again, bringing doctors on board to see how they can improve the healthcare situation. We have data practice, again, based out of London. So all these are based out of London. So between TR and Experion, if you look at it, the transportation, we have done so many things. We're talking about road safety. We've got road asset management system. We have, UTC, which is managed traffic. We've also got, I think, clean air technologies. So a lot of these technologies, we work together. We've got the technical capability and the business analysis team, who's, again, based in the UK. So do you think that there is a possibility for us to do consulting and technology together for the entire world?
Oh, I'm sure there is. And you mentioned all the doctors you're employing. Of course, we've got loads of doctors ourselves, but not that sort. But yeah, I completely think that's not only desirable, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
This is still a very complicated technical area. One of the reasons it's moved so slowly, and so although as we discussed briefly a bit earlier, maybe some of these technologies can reduce the technical barriers to adoption for some of this stuff. Nonetheless, it's going to remain very technical. We've got to find ways to help people to embed those into their organisations and the way they operate, and that's going to require a lot of very skilled people helping clients. Call that consultancy.
Yeah.
So I think the two things inevitably go together, and yes, I think together we've demonstrated a lot of success to date. I'm very excited and ambitious about what we can do in the future.
Yeah, because when practitioners talk about it, the implementation happens. When technology guys go and tell them, it doesn't really take off that much easily. So I think I believe that is the right way software has to go, because predominantly software has been all technologists going and preaching. But I think when practitioners and technologists go together, there's a lot more success is likely, especially in terms of...
Totally. It's got to be pulled by a client need and not pushed by some people with a bright idea. I agree with you.
Right, yeah.